Okay guys, here's a video over some circle basics. We're starting in on our unit on circles. This will be circumference and area formulas. So I'm going to do a couple problems where we'll be finding both area and circumference, and then we'll be doing a couple problems where we work backwards. All right, so starting off on some definitions and formulas and variable notation. So here we're saying that circumference is the distance around the circle, okay? Circumference. Okay, it's distance around a circle. To find circumference, you can use the formula C equals 2 pi r, or C equals pi d, okay? All right, where C is, of course, our circumference. All right, d would be the diameter of the circle, and r would be the radius of the circle, okay? And again, these are old words. Radius halfway across, okay, from the center, distance from the center to the edge of the circle. Diameter would be from edge to edge passing through the center, like example 2 here, okay? We're also going to be talking about finding the area, okay? Area, all right, there's your pi d formula up there. Area of a circle is found by using the formula area equals pi times radius squared. Okay, pi r squared there. All right, so A, of course, is our area. All right, r is our radius. Okay, so you only need to know one thing to be able to find area, and that's the radius. Square it, and then multiply it by pi. Okay, now we're going to be using the pi function in the calculator. All right, here I'm using the Web 2.0 calculator. It's just the easiest thing to have at the house. A lot of people have access to this instead of the normal calculators we would use at the school. We're not just using 3.14, okay? So we'll use the pi button in the calculator, all right? Not just 3.14. So here we go. We got our first example here. It tells us the radius of the circle is 7. Doesn't get our 7 centimeters here. All right, so we're going to find both the area and the circumference if the radius is 7, okay? All right, so starting off here, we're going to find area first. Area formula, pi r squared. All right, area equals pi times the radius squared. R is the only variable in there. Pi is not a variable. We know that is a numerical value, 3.14, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be pi times 7 squared, okay? So 7 squared would be 49. So this answer in terms of pi is going to be 49 pi, okay? So I can put that into my calculator. Again, I'm evaluating the radius squared, pi tags along. So 49 pi in my calculator, all right? Hit enter there. Okay, what we end up getting here is 153.9. Okay, so that's what we're going to get, all right? So my area equals 153.9, and that would be centimeters squared because it's an area, all right? That's my final answer on that one, all right? Now circumference, we'll do second here. Circumference equals 2 pi r. I usually use the radius formula just so I'm using the same thing on both of them. You can also use the diameter. Here it'd be 14. You just double the radius, okay? So again, this is going to equal 2 pi times the radius, which is going to be 7. So we're going to multiply our numbers here together. 7 times 2, that gives me 14 pi, my answer in terms of pi, okay? So I can put this in my calculator, all right? 14 times pi, all right? Again, using the pi function in the calculator, not just multiplying it by 3.14. All right, so we end up getting here circumference equals 43.9, okay, and we're going to call that just centimeters because that's a distance. That's a distance around the circle. Area, all right, is the space, centimeters squared. Circumference would just be the distance around, so there you go, guys. It'd just be centimeters, okay? Okay, now in this next example, I'm going to pause for a second and give you time to work it. Let's read the question here. Find both area and circumference if the diameter of the circle equals 12 inches. Okay, so we're going to pause for a second. Y'all are going to pause this video and work this one out on your own. Okay, now that you've had time to work this one, let's go ahead and go over it, okay? So area and distance. Area equals pi r squared. Again, I'm just going to keep using r, but I'm going to understand that radius is diameter divided by 2, so 12 over 2. Radius would just be 6 here, okay? So that's an easy find there. Half the diameter gives you the radius, all right? So this is going to be pi times 6 squared, all right? My answer in terms of pi would be 36 pi. Again, evaluate and pi tags along. So that's what I'm going to put in my calculator, all right? 36 pi. Again, if you were asked for your answer in terms of pi, that'd be it. Then we'd just go 36 pi and we'd move on with life. But here we're going to go ahead and solve all the way out for it. Okay, so this is 113.1, all right? So area equals 113.1, and this is going to be inches squared because it is the area, okay? All right, same thing with circumference here. Now circumference, we're just going to use pi d because it gave me the diameter here. So I'm going to take whatever the diameter is, multiply it by pi, and we're going to be done. Okay, so the diameter here is 12. So my answer in terms of pi, guys, is just 12 pi, okay? Number in front, pi tags along. But again, the diameter is 12, so we just plug that in and move on with life, okay? All right, so 12 pi, evaluating this. 12 pi. All right, we get 37.7, okay? So circumference here, 37.7. All right, that's going to be inches, okay? Again, we're going around the circle, so that would just be units, all right? Inches. Okay, so there's a couple examples. We worked both area and circumference, guys, all right? Now, these last two, I'm going to fold my paper in half so you can see it a little better, all right? Okay, here, next example, all right? A bicycle wheel travels 85 inches in one revolution, okay? A bicycle wheel travels 85 inches in one revolution. What that's talking about is it's talking about circumference, okay? If that bicycle travels 85 inches, that means in one revolution, that means 85 inches is the distance around the circle, the bicycle wheel. What is the approximate diameter of the tire, okay? So here it gives us circumference, that's 85. Now we've got to work backwards for diameter, that'd be d. So we're solving for d here. We're going to go ahead and use the formula, circumference equals pi d, because that's going to be the easiest one for us to use to be able to find the diameter. I'm thinking ahead here. All right, so plugging in the pieces that we have 85 equals pi d. Okay, again, pi is not a variable. D is the variable we're solving for here. So to get d by itself, we're going to divide both sides by pi. All right, so 85 divided by pi is what ends up going in my calculator because, again, that cancels out, all right? So 85 over pi, all right. Okay, we end up with 27.1, okay? So here the diameter equals 27.1, and what did we say it is? Inches, inches would be the units. Again, solving backwards, so we divided both sides by pi. It gave us what we were solving for and asked us for what it originally gave us. We have to evaluate the equation here and work backwards by dividing both sides by pi. There you go, okay? All right, last one here, guys. Now, again, I'm going to take a time. We're going to read this, then we're going to pause, and you have an opportunity to be able to work this one backwards on your own, okay? Example 4, the area of a circle is approximately 78.5 square units, okay? So it's area. Find the diameter. So same thing here, okay? Work. Okay, now that you've had time to work this example, guys, let's go ahead and solve through it. All right, last example in the notes today. So we got 78.5 square units. That would be our area. Area equals 78.5. We are solving backwards for the diameter, okay? We're going to use the formula. Area equals pi r squared. So we see d is not in it, but if we solve for radius, then we can multiply it by 2 at the end to be able to find the diameter, all right? Okay, so here we go, y'all. All right, we got 78.5, all right, equals pi r squared. We're going to divide both sides by pi, all right, to get that all gone, okay? Now, I'm going to leave this as one big expression over here on the side, all right, because it kind of comes out weird in the calculator with a bunch of 0.99, so watch me do this. So we get r squared equals 78.5 over pi. We are going to take the square root of both sides, okay? Square root of both sides to get r by itself. Now, what we end up with here, and this is what you would put in your calculator, 78.5 over pi. take the square root of that answer, all right? What you end up getting here for your radius, guys, is going to be 4.99, all right? So there's my solution for my radius, but once again, that's not my final answer. We've got to take that to the diameter, so it's going to be multiplied by 2. Now, the way this ends up coming out with decimals and all that, okay, and this is a rounded number. The actual answer here, diameter, we're just going to say that it's 9.99, all right? And that would be units, because it didn't tell us inches or centimeters. It just said square units. So diameter is in just units, all right? 9.99 units. All right, that's it for the notes today, guys. Okay, more videos to follow on circles. Okay, be watching the other provided videos and doing all assignments. Okay, thank y'all. Bye.